Hello and welcome. This is really weird. This is my brand new YouTube channel, which feels bizarre. I basically just wanted to do like a little intro video for anybody who winds their way up here and is like, who is she? What the freaking hell is she talking about? Why should I trust her with anything that she says? And if you've made your way over here from my podcast, the Strong Women Collective podcast, which has been running for the last 2 years, we're over 100 episodes in, then thank you so much for coming and joining me on the YouTube side of the world. Basically, for anybody that doesn't know, my name's Harriet. I run a company called the Strong Women Collective. I am a women's online strength and fat loss coach. I have been working in the industry for the last 10 years and I've been training for the last 15. So getting on a bit now, which feels very weird to say. I got into the industry in 2015, 2016 because I am not your typical like genetically gifted, sport loving teenager turned coach. I, as a teenager, despised movement. I hated sports. I was terrible at all sports. I have always been quite like broad shouldered. And I was quite big as a teenager. So I used to get a lot of comments like, oh, do you swim? Do you play rugby? Which as a 15-year-old girl, is absolutely mortifying when you just want people to find you hot and they're asking if you play rugby. Like it was not the vibe. I think I probably came out of the womb both stressed and self-conscious. And I've had to do a lot of work over the years on my body image and the way I speak to myself because I was the fat friend. As a teenager, I was the big girl, which was fun. I was a lot taller than my friends. I was a lot bigger than my friends. All my friends were like these like 5'2" to 5'4", size like 6 to 8 kind of girls. I think I was 5'7" from the age of 12 and a size 14 at 14. And I know that's not like me being in the largest body in the world, but for me, I always felt big. I always felt very out of place. I always felt very large and uncomfortable. And so the minute I turned 17 and I passed my driving test, all I wanted to do was join the gym. I wanted to join the gym in order to lose weight. And it was a very brief love affair. And the reason I don't really say that I've been training for the last like 18 years is because it was 6 months. I then went to university. I gave it all up and then didn't find it again until my second year of university, which again comes off the back of a classic, I've seen this photo of me and I look hideous, I must lose weight. And I might pop the photo in, I might not, because I look back now and I go, what the hell are you thinking? Like really wasn't that bad. Bear in mind at the time I was a student. It was like the April of my second year of university. I had a job. I was going out a couple of times a week. I was working 3 nights a week. I was studying. Like I was quite busy, but I just had this like immediate, I'm going to the gym in order to lose weight. And I joined the gym with my ex-girlfriend and proceeded to lose, I think it was about 5 kilos inside maybe like the first 6 to 9 months. I was really lucky. I joined a kind of like a boutique style gym where you basically got locked in to go into classes. Like it wasn't a free gym where you would just go in and do your own thing. Like we were locked into classes, and that at the time was horrific because I genuinely used to come last at most things we did in the class. Like after 60, 65, 70-year-olds. It was a huge mix of people, which was phenomenal. And I felt I was absolutely terrible at everything. I used to throw myself off treadmills, but we used to do a mixture of lifting classes and cardio classes, which to be fair, looking back was quite good because I would not have done cardio otherwise. So I lost a bit of weight. I, again, thought that I was like really big when I joined the gym. And I recently, when I moved house, found the little sign up like a piece of paper when I'd lost about 7 kilos. And it said my starting weight was 71 kilos. And I was like, oh, I actually like 71 kilos for me right now would be a dream. I'm a lot heavier than that these days. So it's like, oh, okay, like with age comes wisdom and all of that. And all I was obsessed with being under 10 stone. It was the Bridget Jones era. All I wanted to say was I was under 10 stone. I only wanted to see it. I saw it maybe once in my life. And now I look back and I'm like, me at 63 kilos, I look like I've got a bit of a lollipop head. I look very small, very dinky, very petite. I had no shape. I didn't really have any muscle mass. And ultimately, I wasn't necessarily any happier. There was a certain amount of joy that I felt from getting into a size 8 to 10. And I cannot lie and say, you know, oh, I was completely miserable. I wasn't. I thought it was great. But I actually still had no self-confidence. Anyway, skip a few. Somewhere along the line, I changed gyms, changed location. I moved from the northwest back down to the southeast. And I started following different protocols. different strength plans. And I found on the My Protein website, and this is a long time ago, the Kirk Miller Hero Sessions, which is basically where you had a program where your first couple of exercises, you did sets of 5 reps, so you were going heavy. Then you did a couple of exercises where you did like 10 to 12 reps, so like your traditional hypertrophy. And then you had a couple of exercises at the end that were like 15 to 20 reps, so more like endurance. And actually that was the first time I'd ever really followed a program. I still did a lot of like cardio based HIIT workouts and stuff like that, but I really kind of got into the groove a little bit more with traditional resistance training. Qualified as a PT predominantly because I wanted to help women fall in love with training the way I had. I was starting to kind of get into lifting weights, taking up a little bit of space in the gym, and thought, do you know what? I was petrified of doing this. Like, I remember in my first gym watching a girl doing a bent over barbell row. I had no clue what it was at the time. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I would love to do that. As it turns out, I can still remember she was doing 20 kilos, which I went to say only 20 kilos. That's not in any shade to her or anybody else, but I can now lift more than that. And so there's a part of me that looks back and goes, oh gosh, like I remember squatting 20 kilos and thinking, this is awesome. Like, look at me, I'm so freaking strong. And I thought if there are other women out there who hated PE at school, hated like getting sweaty, but do want to get in shape, then I wanted to be that person that would help them. And it also helped that at the time I had another business, I had a street food business. So I was able to kind of build up the PT work alongside what I was originally doing. So anyway, qualified, got a job on a gym floor. Like, I've never worked for a gym. I've always been a freelance personal trainer, and I started building my business up from scratch. So I spent 5 years building my in-person PT business. At the point COVID hit, yes, we're saying the big old C word, I just transitioned into starting online coaching. I was like 4 or 5 months into online coaching, and I was fully booked with PT clients, which was absolutely incredible. I have no shame in admitting that I was the most fully booked PT in my gym at that time, which was just brilliant. I was mostly working with women, and I just loved teaching them form, teaching them how to lift, making the gym a safe space for them, teaching them all about nutrition. And my girls were seeing some great results. This was kind of before online coaching was really such a big thing. Like, I literally set up my work Instagram page in 2019 because I just never needed to. I was on the gym floor all day, every day. I worked 6 days a week. I trained 5 days a week. Like, I had no need for external advertising. And it was kind of just when Instagram it had already been a thing, but like we weren't using it in the same way that we are now. Like, we were still posting just pictures that were heavily filtered of our dinner and stuff like that. So moved into online coaching. I was working with another coaching company at the time. I was their only female PT. And then COVID hit, and obviously the world went upside down. Business transitioned online overnight, and I've never looked back. I went back to in-person personal training in 2021, changed gyms. During this time, I launched a group program. I was kind of doing a 60-40 split of like one-to-one online clients and personal training clients. And then eventually in 2022, I went all in online with the version of the Strong Women Collective that you see more so today. So that's kind of a little bit of the journey and where we've got to. There's been a few rebrands along the way. I've worked with different coaching companies, but ultimately, number one, I love working for myself as much as there are trials and tribulations. I just think like I don't know, is it like I cannot be tamed? I cannot take direction from anybody. Who freaking knows? But these days, when you work with me, there are 3 different ways you can work with me. Number one is inside my one-to-one coaching, which is the Strong Women Collective, where I coach women on training, nutrition, mindset. We do hormones. We do absolutely everything to take you, that person, from A to B. I work with a lot of women with varying goals, mostly fat loss and body recomposition, but a lot more of them these days want to get strong as hell as well, which is super exciting. I also have a group coaching program, which is called the Strong Girl Gang. So we run 8-week coaching blocks. It's kind of like a transformation program. I do get a lot of the girls coming into that wanting fat loss, which is again awesome. I am very much an education first kind of coach. I've done level 2, level 3. I'm a certified nutritionist. I have done my pre and postnatal qualifications. I've done a lot of studying around wider topics like hormones, hypertrophy, strength training. And I'm very much an education first kind of coach, like evidence-based for sure. I help women break the yo-yo diet cycle, get strong, achieve their ultimate body recomposition, remove tracking, remove food fears, and kind of just whatever that woman in front of me wants. I know I should probably sit here and say that I'm super niche specific and I only work with X type of woman. But I think being a gym floor PT taught me that actually I love working with people with like all different goals from all different backgrounds, all different lived experiences. And to me, it's more about, are you and I going to gel as a team? And are you coachable by me and in the style that I coach? I am not a hard ass coach. I am a tough love when you need it, but ultimate like freaking hype woman every other time. I do not shame. I do not belittle you. I am not going to be the coach that kicks you out of the group for eating an Easter egg or any of that ridiculousness. We don't do fads. We don't do cutting out food groups. We don't do super low calories over here. I will tailor my approach to you as the woman in front of me. Okay, so that's just a little bit about that. So we've got the group program as well. And then I have just launched a new lifting app, which is called SWC Solo. So this is for my girls who want to know they're following a program that is written by an experienced coach that will get them to where they want to be, but they want to follow that solo. Like, they don't want coaching, they don't want the nutrition support. This is a training program only. And it's awesome. It's allowing me to have a much greater impact. It's allowing me to help a lot more women who maybe can't afford, don't want to afford their like the one-to-one coaching side of things. They might do CrossFit or other sports alongside this. And it's just a super adaptable program. We've got programs for all sorts of goals. So we've got, for example, on there, we've got like our Hourglass program, which is our like glutes, back, delt focus. That is my training plan. Like, if you follow that, you are training the exact training split that I follow, which is awesome. We've got beginner programs. We've got Sweat, which is our strength and hypertrophy / cardio program. So a bit like, if you like your kind of like CrossFit, you like your high rocks, you like that metabolic conditioning style, we've got that for you. And then we've got our build programs, which is like, again, our traditional strength and hypertrophy, like full body approach. So that's really great for bringing all major body parts up. And there's all the progression mapped out, all the videos. It's just everything. It's just everything. And I love it. So got 3 big juicy ways to work with me. But ultimately, the reason this YouTube channel has come about is because I want to have a greater impact. I've been really lucky to I got the opportunity to speak at a Women's Day last year, talking all things women's health, hormones. And as I say, I'm really big on education. I think the industry has got so much work to do to kind of refine our messaging and keep pushing these fad diets, unsustainable methods of progress, and just really confusing women more than helping. So do you know what? That's what this is all about. This is not going to be packed full of day in the life vlogs, come train with me vlogs. There might be a sprinkling of that, and I will put all my contact details below. And if you do want to contact me, let me know what you'd like to see more of, less of. I will absolutely take feedback on board. This is another place for me to share the podcast for those of you who maybe want to watch along rather than listen. And there's going to be extra education videos kind of breaking down myths, topics that I think you should know about, things that are relevant to your training, your nutrition, and your fitness progress. So that is what you're going to be getting inside my channel. Molly May, I am not. Okay. And the fact that I've even got any form of makeup on today, well, I think I deserve a high five for that. So that's the Strong Women Collective. That's me. Everything else you need to know, I don't know, we can figure out as we go. So here's to the YouTube era.